Intoxicating frog venom, a paradox from the natural world, a defense mechanism so potent it has been co-opted as a gateway to the divine. The secretion of the Bufo alvarius toad is not a gentle key, but a metaphysical sledgehammer. It contains 5-MeO-DMT, and its use is a direct, unmediated confrontation with the absolute. It is the shaman's shortcut, the cheat code for the universe. The experience is so intense, so annihilating, that it defies language. It is the raw encounter with the void, the pleroma, the source. It is not for the curious, it is for the desperate, the brave, or the foolish, seeking the ultimate answer to the ultimate question. Male violence, a deep old poison in the well of the collective psyche. It is not merely physical aggression, it is a spectrum that includes domination, control, the stifling of emotion, and the relentless drive to convert the living world into inert resources. It is the unspoken belief that power is the only true currency and that vulnerability is a fatal flaw. This violence is often not a passionate outburst, but a cold, systemic application of force. The violence of a closed fist, yes, but also the violence of a closed mind, a closed heart, a system designed to break what is soft and wild in the name of order. Afropunk, a reclamation, a future built from the scraps of a broken past. It is not just a music genre, it is an aesthetic of resistance, a declaration of existence outside the mainstream's limited imagination. It is the fusion of the DIY ethos of punk with the rhythms, styles, and soul of the African diaspora. It is black brilliance refusing to be categorized, packaged, or silenced. It is loud, it is proud, it is colorful, and it is unapologetically itself. It is the sound of the future being forged in the present, a future where the other is the new center. Cyberpunk, high-tech, low-life, the aesthetic of a broken tomorrow. It is the vision of a world where corporate power has superseded national identity, where body modification is the new fashion, and where the digital and the physical have bled together into a grimy, neon-drenched whole. The central tension is between the oppressive, monolithic system and the lone punk rocker. Hacker, fighting for a shred of humanity and data. It is a warning, a prophecy of a world choking on its own technology where the rain is acidic and the only solace is in the flickering glow of a console. Steampunk, the past that never was, a nostalgic reimagining of the Victorian era powered by steam, brass, and grand ambition. It is a world of airships, clockwork automatons, and gentlemen adventurers. It is an aesthetic of visible mechanics, of gears and pistons, of wood and polished copper. It is a rejection of the sleek, invisible technology of our time in favor of a technology that is tangible, artistic, and understandably mad. It is a romance with the machine where even the most complex device can be understood with a good wrench and a strong cup of tea. Dieselpunk, the ugly, powerful sibling of steampunk. Where steampunk is brass and optimism, dieselpunk is iron and soot and grim determination. It draws from the interwar period and World War II, an aesthetic of brutalist architecture, massive war machines, and a sense of impending industrialized doom. It is the world of jagged angles, roaring engines, and a kind of desperate, functional beauty. It is not a romance with the machine, but a grim marriage to it. A recognition of raw, unstable power and the human cost of wielding it. Biopunk, the next frontier and the most intimate one. If cyberpunk modifies the body with hardware, biopunk rewrites the source code. It is the aesthetic of genetic engineering, tailored viruses, and living architecture. The city is not a machine, it is an organism. Weapons are not guns, they are engineered plagues. Beauty is not applied with makeup, but grown in a vat. It is a world where the line between the born and the made has been irrevocably erased, raising terrifying questions about identity, nature, and the very definition of life. Atom punk. The future as seen from the 1950s, it is the aesthetic of atomic energy, space-rare optimism, and Google architecture. Googie architecture. A world of flying cars, domed cities, and household robots, all powered by the clean, limitless promise of the atom. It is a vision of a streamlined plastic and formica utopia, born from a faith in science and progress. It is bright, bold, and beautifully naive, a future without shadow, where every problem has a technological solution, and the biggest worry is what to wear to your lunar vacation. Solarpunk, the hopeful antithesis to cyberpunk. It is a vision of a future that is green, graceful, and just. Technology is not oppressive but symbiotic. Solar panels, wind turbines, and elegant machines integrated seamlessly into a restored natural world. Society is decentralized, communal, and sustainable. The aesthetic is one of Art Nouveau curves, lush vertical gardens, and clean, renewable energy. It is not a dystopian warning, but a utopian goal, a blueprint for a future where humanity has finally learned to live in harmony with the planet and with each other. Post-apocalyptic salvage core. The aesthetic of making do. After the fall, the world is a junkyard and the new art form is bricolage. It is the fashion of stitched together leather, repurposed scrap metal, and worn out tools. Architecture is built from the skeletons of the old world, a home in a rusted bus, a fortress from a shipping container. It is a style born of sheer necessity, but it carries a profound meaning, the refusal to die. It is the human spirit asserting itself, creating a new culture, however rough-hewn from the shattered pieces of the old. Brutalist Dystopia. The architecture of uncompromising power, vast monolithic structures of raw, unfinished concrete. The aesthetic is one of overwhelming scale and human geometry and the utter suppression of the individual. These are buildings that do not invite you in. They loom over you, reminding you of your insignificance. The landscape is a maze of shadowed underpasses and windswept plazas, designed not for human joy, but for control and surveillance. It is the physical manifestation of a system that is cold, logical, and utterly devoid of warmth or mercy.